Hello, my name is Greg Palia. I'm with West Roofing Systems, and welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Roofing. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how commercial roofing companies determine saturated insulation. And first question is, why is it essential? A big reason is if you get a quote and someone says, hey, we need to tear off everything, transport it to a landfill, then install a new roofing system. That's going to cost a lot of money, as opposed to maybe a different solution where someone says, hey, only 5% of the roof is wet. We're just going to remove and replace that 5% and then put a roof over what you already have and save you all that time and labor and ripping off the other 95%. Does that sound okay to you? So that happens all the time. So when you get quotes, ask them, well, why do you need to rip off the whole roof, or how much saturated insulation do I have? So that's why it's very essential, because it could be a huge cost factor in getting a new roof. How is saturated insulation identified? Well, one is a visual inspection. Some of the guys that we work with, they've been with the company 30-40 years. They can easily see, there's ponding water, and sloping's going this way, and that membrane looks damaged. So they can just instantly tell that insulation below is probably wet. But in other cases, they'll pull core samples and strategically in certain areas, and pull it up and see if it's wet or not. And we also do infrared surveys at night, which water, if it gets underneath the membrane, we'll go over with a thermal camera, and the roofing membrane will be cool because the sun has come down, but that water that's trapped underneath will still be hot from the day's sun. So if that happens, that camera will detect the difference in temperature and will tell you, like, hey, look, this area right here is all holding water and it's wet. So the visual inspection, core samples, infrared inspection are used to determine wet insulation. And then kind of what happens after that, really it's determining how much insulation is wet. If it's 25% or more, we're probably going to lean towards a complete tear off. It's just not worth it to replace and do that section of roof there. If it's 25% or lower, your best bet is just to remove and replace those areas only. Get the roof clean and then put a roofing system over what you already have. If 75% or more of your roof is good, why tear it off? That's what we always tell people. And then to restore or do a 100% tear off, certainly if the membrane's really old and in bad shape, or if there's a lot of insulation, this area, that, it's just a big puzzle. It's probably better off doing a complete tear off. But if there's one thing to take away from this video, is just get evidence of where the insulated or where the saturated insulation is. You don't want to have someone say, hey, look, we need to rip off everything no matter what and put a new roof on. It's going to cost you 2, 3, 4 times more than if someone could just simply remove and replace 10% of the roof and then put the roofing system over top of that. Hope you learned at least one thing new today. To learn more, the blog post is in the description. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.